This is a condensed version of my rather long story of HMS Campbeltown, because let's be honest, not everyone has the time to learn every single minute detail about some random warship in World War II. Construction for HMS Campbeltown began in the US state of Maine in June of 1918, which means that they finished just in time to miss the war. Her service life really began in the UK after she was handed over to Britain during the Destroyers for Bases agreements. Her first captain under the Royal Navy was a chap called Lieutenant Isaac William Trent Below, who clearly didn't know the difference between a ship and a battering ram, because he almost immediately crashed into a Norwegian cargo ship. Now don't worry, the damage wasn't too bad. They were able to repair the ship pretty quickly, and she was able to resume her normal service life. And what a service life it was! HMS Campbeltown sank her first ship before being sent on her first mission. Unfortunately, she did so by colliding with the British coastal trading vessel, the Fictional. Now, clearly, the captain was no amateur in the fine art of crashing vessels, because despite sinking the other vessel, HMS Campbeltown had not sustained enough damage to need to go into repairs. She resumed her service life early in December, but unfortunately the Royal Navy didn't bother to change the captain, which means that, you guessed it, she crashed into her third vessel shortly afterwards. This time, unfortunately, she sustained enough damage to need to go under repairs, after which she was lent to the Dutch Navy. Now, the Dutch Navy actually drove her like a ship, which means that it's the boring part of the story, so we'll skip it. Eventually, HMS Campbeltown was returned to the Royal Navy, and I know exactly what you're thinking. Does that mean she's going to crash again? Yes. She was almost immediately selected for a special operation called Operation Chariot, which involved filling her with explosives, driving her up a heavily guarded estuary, deliberately crashing her into a dry dock, and detonating her. Operation Chariot was a wild story, but unfortunately this is a summary, so I'm going to have to skip to the conclusion. She detonated. The end.